Hello, this is Dr. I can't even do the voice. I suck at the voice. Get out of here, boo. Anyway, hi you guys. Missouri Kid here. Haven't been here for a while. Some things have happened. But enough talking about me and my life, because no one wants to hear about that. That's stupid and annoying. And this is for talking shit, and it's time to get back to that with you guys. Talk some Mizzou real quick. A lot of guys drafted in the NFL. Big Ball Daddy, your Arizona Cardinals got one of my favorite Mizzou players that I've seen. He's there with Chase Daniel. TJ Moe, and Marcus Golden. I really like Marcus. He's a good guy. You guys got a hell of a player. I hope my Rams beat you quite a bit, but you guys got a great guy, and I hope nothing for the best for him. Shane Ray, Denver, pot jokes. I know it's. You got some other good guys. Marcus Murphy's with the Saints. Bud Sasser got cut, unfortunately, by the Rams. The Rams made a classy move in signing him, getting some money, help pay for some heart things. Sasser's agent says the hospital says he can play, but I'm going through this really quickly because this is old news. You got Mitch Morse in Kansas City, 5th round, I thought, 2nd round pick. Okay, Kansas City. We'll see how that goes. Now to talk about some other things. Mizzou opens up in less than 100 days against SEMO. Talk a little about the schedule, non-conference especially. Still got time for the Big 12, and you're scheduling 3 conference games, and you wanted one really easy one, you wanted one, and you wanted one, okay, it's kind of a challenge. You look at Missouri over the years, they would have years they scheduled Western Illinois, 2011, my school, then they scheduled like Tulsa or something, and then they'd schedule Arizona State. And in 2012, they had to schedule Syracuse late, so I'm not condemning that one, but then before that you had UCF, Arizona State, and Southeast Louisiana. So that's still in that kind of level. We're starting to schedule a little better, though. We're playing BYU 3 times in the next few years. This is probably the best BYU team we play. Taysom Hill's a beast. Playing West Virginia a couple times. It's going to be really exciting. In Morgantown and in Columbia in 2016, 2019. We're in Morgantown first, and then they come here. Mizzou recruiting 2015 has gotten really hot, so that'll be fun. 2019, seeing what these guys that we're signing now can do. You got Connecticut, which is going to be your Indiana game. Okay, let me forewarn that Indiana game where you think you should win, and you should and hopefully will win, not get embarrassed where I have to hear shit about it, probably for the next while. And then your SEC schedule, you got your standard at home. We got Florida, South Carolina, Tennessee, and Mississippi State. And then on the road, we go to Georgia, Arkansas, Vanderbilt, Kentucky. Odd years are probably the years where Mizzou has a better record. Maybe not a better team, but a better record because we play so many of these teams at home. Now, granted, over the last couple of years, Mizzou's played much better on the road. Haven't lost a road game since 2012 at A&M in that fun 59-29 blowout. But we haven't lost a game on the road since then. But, usually a team's better at home, obviously. So going forward, when you have those teams and you're rotating West team, and then you have to only go on the road to Georgia and Arkansas, and you get 2, I won't say easy wins, but where you should be favored in Kentucky and Vanderbilt. Now, I want to talk about a little more about this team. I'm excited for the back 7. Barry Odom, new defensive coordinator, likes to press and try and make something happen. Steckel likes to play back, kind of let things happen, make a mistake. I hate using this game as an example of how the difference is, but against Alabama, Cooper had like 13 catches, but he had only 70 yards. Because they played back, they came up and tackled. Now Alabama's running game just ran our asses over, and I don't remember the receiver's name, just beat our ass, but that's an example. Odom will try to make you press, and that might be good because Mizzou has probably the most veteran secondary and linebacking core in the SEC now, with your corners Penton and Dennis. Which I'm trying to remember who's starting, Dennis or Gibson. Probably Dennis, and Gibson being your 3rd corner. Gibson got picked on a lot last year against Indiana, so Dennis came in and did a pretty good job. Your safeties, Ian Simon and probably Anthony Sherrills. I'm not sure. That's kind of a wide open spot in this back 7. Dennis and Penton, I'm expecting to compete for all SEC spots. I don't know about Simon. I don't know about the other linebacker safety. We'll see how that goes. And then your linebacking core, you got Brothers, who will be a top 2-round NFL draft pick next year. Great linebacker. Michael Shear, who hopefully is learning to get off blocks and can make some more tackles than he did last year. And then your other outside linebacker will be a mix of Clarence Green and Donovan Newsome, because one's more of a linebacker, one's more of a pass rusher. Green is more of a pass rusher, Newsome more of a linebacker. And both can do things very well. I'm excited to see that. And then your defensive line interior, you got Brantley and Augusta, who might leave after the NFL this season. You never know. Both very good. In your defensive end spot, you got Charles Harris, not Marcus Loud. He got kicked off the team for some reason, no one knows, but whatever he did, it must have been bad. And so Mizzou does what they do, and hopefully they can replace him. With Ricky Hatley or Marcel Fraser or Terry Beckner, an incoming recruit from East St. Louis, the 5-star, who I've gone up against in, I don't know if it says camp on that shirt, but yeah, I think it does. Yeah, Mizzou football camp. I've been to that and got my asses handed to me, obviously. I'm excited for this defense still. Probably be better. I'm gonna say they're going to be better than last year, not as far as pass rushing, but as far as tackling is going to be much better, I feel, and so is coverage. I think that's going to be a lot better. Now, the coverage looked great last year because a lot of teams didn't have time to throw the ball. Your Kentuckys and your Tennessees, and they didn't have a lot of time to throw the ball. And then you got your offense, which they didn't have McGovern, they didn't have Nate Brown, who are going to be your players at their respective positions. Mock didn't like to do his little twirly thing where he comes back, goes out to his left, pivots or some move, and then runs out to his left and tries to throw off his right foot. And I think he threw 2 of those against Georgia that got picked off. He didn't do any of that this year, thank God. But he still liked to go, but not back, but he still liked to go this way. A couple times he stepped up and ran forward like he would a couple years ago. So hopefully he does more of that. Mock only had 300 yards rushing last year. Yeah, that's no bueno, no bueno. He should be closer to 600, 700 yards. He runs like a 4.3 40. I don't know why, or not 4.3, but like a 4.4 40. I don't know why he doesn't more quarterback draws, more quarterback runs. He's a quick kid. I mean, he's not the greatest, most accurate passer, but you got to kind of tame that. Kevin Sumlin did a great job of that. Manziel. I'm not saying Mock is Manziel, but Sumlin did a good job of, and Kingsbury in 2012 especially, of knowing when to roll Manziel out, knowing when to keep him in the pocket. And that's what Josh Henson has to do this year with Mock. He has to know when to be able to roll him out. He has to know when to keep him in the pocket. And the offense, Russell Hansbrough is going to be a beast. I have no doubts about that. Russell reminds me, I don't know if anybody remembers this, recalls this name, but John Hubert out of Kansas State a couple years ago with Colin Klein. He reminds me of him. Very low center of gravity, very shifty, very powerful kind of runner. And then you got your backups who should have some value. Wide receivers, I couldn't tell you what they're going to do. Unfortunately. And maybe they'll step up like 2013 Mizzou D-line did and play outstanding and out of their minds, and no one will predict it. Or they could be like anything position from the 2012 team and suck. So we'll see what happens there. I'm really excited for that. See what's going on. Offensive line may not be dominant, but they should be okay to good. 4 starters returning, 4 or 5 seniors should be on that O-line. Don't know what the shuffle is going to be, but it should be a decent O-line. So we'll see what's going to happen there. Now, around the SEC East, I don't care about the West that much, because the West will eat itself alive, and Auburn, Alabama, LSU, or Ole Miss will emerge from that division. I don't know who. I don't think Mississippi State, Arkansas with that schedule is not quite ready. Arkansas has a tough schedule. Having to go to LSU, Bama, I don't remember who else I have to go to, but that's a tough schedule. Mississippi State, I think, is due for some regression. I don't know any Mississippi State fans, so I don't know that much about their team, but when you lose as much as they had, and then So the East, you got some rebuilding teams, obviously teams that your Floridas, your Kentuckys, and Kentucky's always in rebuilding mode. Vandy is reshuffling. Derek Mason, we'll see how he does his first year as D coordinator at Vandy. Fantastic D coordinator at Stanford. Hopefully, for Vanderbilt fans, he can shuffle it around. Now, I hope he doesn't, because I want to beat Vandy every year. I want them to become the new Iowa State. So that could happen. Kentucky, they're on the upswing, I think. See what happens with that quarterback situation with Tolles. Uh, I mean, you got your rebuilding Florida, who I think will be back in a couple years. You got South Carolina, who's piecing things together now. Everyone kind of bagged on South Carolina for one bad year, but didn't Georgia like 2010 go like 6-7, and then everyone kind of bagged on them, and then the next year they won the SEC East. The next year they should, if they 5 more yards, they would have been the national championship game. Would have won the national championship. So we'll see what happens there. Tennessee reminds me of this year's Cubs team. Everyone's talking them up. A lot of potential. But like the Cubs, talk to me in 2016. Now, Tennessee could have a great season. They could even win the East. But I don't think they're national championship worthy. Or not worthy, but ready quite yet. Give it another year. Georgia, that is going to be a good team. Now, who knows what they'll bring every week? Obviously, last year they were the best team in the East. I mean, I'm not even going to make a doubt about it. They beat us 34-0 in our own place. But they always seem to lose a couple games. I don't know. They got a tough schedule this year. They draw Alabama and Auburn, which sucks. They got to go to Auburn. They get Alabama and Athens. So you think that would help. But who knows? They could drop another one to Florida. They could drop one to Mizzou. They could drop one to Tennessee. They could drop one to. Trying to think of other road games, because they don't usually lose at home. It's the tricky road games. So you never know about Georgia. The Mizzou. We'll see where we go from here. I'm not predicting SEC East championship. I'm not right here saying, oh, we're going to win the SEC East championship. But I'm expecting to compete for it, and I'm expecting to finish no less than second in this division. It's going to be a fun year in the SEC. I can't wait. I can't wait to get talking shit with you guys. I hope you all bring it this year. I hope you guys have had a great summer, having a great summer. But we're less than 100 ways from go time, and when it's time for you to play the Missouri Tigers, you'll see me there. MIZZOU, go Tigers. I'll catch you later.